Gimble, Cornfield there. Rock a bandana like Tupac, I've been there. Rock a do-rag or wave cab, I lay my shit.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Good to see you back. Time to talk about what's going on over the weekend and then Spurs yesterday. So I decided that I was going to take a couple of days off, man, because the weekend didn't go too good. We were all at shenanigans with the officiating, and it's not VAR. It's not VAR. It's the officiating. VAR is working fine. VAR is showing you everything you want to see. It's the officials, which I've been saying for years now. They are just not qualified. Guys, why do you think we send very few guys to the World Cup? We're not good enough. We've got the poorest selection of officials probably in world football, and maybe not world football, but definitely in the European circuit, which is where it counts the most. Our guys are atrocious, absolutely atrocious. So you get things wrong to begin with, and then you get video evidence to help and support referees, which is what it's there for, and you're still making the wrong decisions. So it's got nothing to do with the video, it's you. You're the problem. You are the problem. And when every single manager every week steps up and tries to make you accountable for your actions, what do? You fine them, you ban them. Instead of dealing with the core problems, Klopp's come out and said it, Pep's come out and said it, Arteta over the weekend came out and said it. He said, this is supposed to be the best league in the world, and you've got the worst standards. Yeah? And you're hurt by it. You're hurt by those words. Instead of taking it on the chin and say, we need help, we need all the support from the team owners, the team managers, we need all of your support in trying to get this right. Instead, they close the curtains and then just throw out fines, which gives them more money. Yeah? It is absolutely the worst thing that I've seen in football right now. And it's killing the game. It's taken the fun out of the game. And I, over the weekend, talked about this situation in the same way I did with Red Bull and Mercedes when they stole Lewis Hamilton's 8th title. It was stolen from him. And then the next year had the audacity to have Red Bull spend 7 million more than any other team and deem that it was okay, with no penalties, points deduction, anything whatsoever. Oh, it's fine. Let them go and do that, and you guys, you're not allowed to do it. Yeah? It's bonkers how these things go unaccountable. And they expect everybody around to keep a clean head. Now, let's move on to Spurs, because that's always fun. And I always said that it really is going to be coming down to suspensions, injuries, because, look, they ain't got no squad. And we just heard news today that Richarlison's got this pelvic injury and he might be out for the year. Well, I know he was dead food already because the guy only had 2 goals in 11 appearances. He had 1 goal in 15 games last season. So you're talking about a guy that's literally got 3 goals for you in like 27, 28 games. And you're really going to miss him. So you've got no squad depth at all. Madison always gets injured every year, so does Song. So let's see how they deal with those guys, since I know they're not in Europe, but they're still going to be overplayed because, you know, there's various other FA Cup and the schedule gets tighter and all of that, and Postecoglou won't be able to rotate. So wasn't it just pleasing to the eye to see them guys suffering last night, for the simple reason that we're not the only one that gets screwed when it comes to the officials and all that stuff. I mean, the 2 red cards, and I take that on the chin. 2 red cards, fair enough. And you know what? As much as people want to dog out Postecoglou, he's a hard guy to dislike, man. You know, he's got that swagger. You got to respect some of the things he does. But last night, he was laughable. How could you play such a high line? I mean, honestly, it was like, you know what it was like? It was like laying up a basketball for someone to dunk it. That's what it was. It was just like, here you go, alley-oop, throw the ball up in the air, and then watch him come crashing down on your head. Because never in the Premier League have I seen defending like that. I've never seen you don't defend like that at the best of times, let alone put every single one of your men lined up on the halfway line and dare them to hit a ball over your head when you got the likes of Mudryk, and as much as people want to talk about Mudryk and he's raw and he's not all that, he's still fast, he's still quick. And then shout out to my cuz Raheem Sterling, he's just a burner as well. So you're just inviting trouble on. You're just inviting it on. You're saying to Chelsea, go on, there's the ball, go and beat us. And the manager, in what world does those tactics work? How can you be a player and play for Postecoglou and walk off the field and say, boss, you did the right thing. That was the best way for us to approach our second half. Because in all due respect, you could have kept that game within a goal, kept it tight, and tried to steal one on the counter or a set piece. But instead, you went, we're not going to change. We're going to live by the sword and die by the sword. Brother, you're dead. The sword done kill you, chop your head off, everything. Yeah? The sword put you down. Because you had no plan B and no other way to play. And remember, guys, that's basically what it is. They only play one way, and then they dare you to stop them. Because every team, before Spurs came to the Emirates this season and played us, every other team was playing Arsenal in fear. They were sitting back and just not trying to get beaten by Arsenal because of the way how Arsenal dominate the game. Spurs was like, nah, you know what? We're coming in there and we're going to play you regardless. We don't care what you lot are doing. And by all accounts, we should have won the game. I mean, Jesus, up to now, if I was him, I still wouldn't be able to sleep at night, missing that easy chance, knowing it could have put you top of the table. But it is what it is, guys. Spurs are just, they're going to be Spursy because Spurs does what Spurs do. They're going to be Spursy. And last night, they were Spursy. And they're going to be missing Romero when they're playing like Man City and all of that. So I can't wait to see that game. I can't wait to see them. Lightweight at the back, lightweight on the bench, and the schedule's piling up. This is by far the toughest part because they've had an easy running. I did something before which talked about the strength of the schedule and which teams had the toughest first 10 games and which teams had the easiest 10 games. I did that in I think it was a couple of videos ago. And Spurs had like one of the easiest schedules, and Arsenal, I think they were 11th and Man City was 6th. But Arsenal fell into the harder stage out of the 20 teams. They were sort of in the latter stage. But Spurs were among the easiest games. So the games that Spurs have got coming up now, they're getting hard. They're getting tough. Because you were playing all them Degger teams. And not all of them, but I'm talking about the schedule. And so now you're going to be having all those suspensions when your schedule is starting to get tough. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. You see how quiet their fans were last night. I looked at social media, WhatsApp, nothing. Messenger, nothing. Facebook, nothing. Twitter, nothing. All of them. I just looked at all the social medias. None of my Spurs fans were out there talking. Which was the exact opposite to Arsenal when we lost to Newcastle. When we lost to Newcastle, the whole thing blew up. I looked at it and I was like, damn, I need to step back. because some of you lot are being rational and got some great points, good feedback, and about all the 3 decisions, or 4 if you like, with VAR. And some of you, I have to admit, was on some foolishness. And I really didn't have the time to reply or even read. I was like, one look, nah, you guys need to come off that, man. Because I think the difference is, guys, is nobody is out here saying we should have won that game against Newcastle. We didn't play good enough. But what we did in the first half, especially with the tactics, they were working. And the fact that we had, 4 major injuries, with Odegaard not being able, you've lost everything. You ain't got your top striker, you ain't got your captain, your talisman, you ain't got the best transitional midfielder in the league. How are you not going to suffer? If you're a team and you're missing all those elements, how are you not going to suffer? And the point I made yesterday in the forum, that you lot can talk about Arsenal as much as you want, and we should have the squad, and that don't make no difference. Because if you're even a team like Man City, who's the best, and Rodri's not there, you ain't winning. You ain't won any of your games when Rodri was missing. So don't come to me and tell me that Arsenal should be bowling over top teams, because Newcastle is a top team. They powered out PSG 4-0. They're in the Champions League. They're a top team. So, like I said, same thing against West Ham playing making several changes the other day in the League Cup. You can't do that. If a team is playing their first team and you're going up there walking wounded, it's going to be tough. So nobody's saying we should have won that game. That's not what anybody's saying. But we're saying we didn't deserve to lose it. There's no way. What did Newcastle do in that game to deserve to win it? Nothing. Nothing. So that's what the noise was about. Some of the narrative was like, we didn't deserve to win anyway. Of course we didn't deserve to win, but we're not talking about that. We lost the game and we weren't supposed to. That was the whole fallout from Newcastle. So listen, shout out to Arteta, my manager, hashtag. Shout out to the board and the front office for backing him, as they should. But what the FA should be doing is taking this on board, taking the criticism, and then fixing the problems. Instead of rolling up their chins, taking out their whips, and saying, you're not even allowed to question what we do. We're at a stage now where we can't even have a conversation at the table. That's where we are. We cannot, as gentlemen, as adults, as sportsmen, discuss how to improve this thing because they don't want to hear it. As far as they're concerned, what they've got is what they've got and everyone's got to shop and deal with it. And this thing changes titles. Like Arsenal are near the bottom of the VAR table right now. It's just unbelievable what's going on with that. But listen, anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And I'll speak to you in the next one. Peace out, guys.
I'm tryna be a black king, yeah. I'm tryna be a black king, yeah. MLK, Jay-Z, MJ.